welcome to this 𝗂𝗿𝗵𝗴 interview series ahead of Big Data and AI World at Tech Show Frankfurt on the 10th and 11th of May. I'm 𝗄𝗿𝗵𝗴, Closer Media's Global Content Manager and Editor of 𝗂𝗿𝗵𝗴. And today my guests are Harald Gröger and Heiko Lenzing from IBM. They will join Tech Show Frankfurt to share how Lakehouse, Mesh, and Fabric can complement each other. But today we're going to talk about 3 significant years that have shaped their life and career at IBM. So welcome both Harald and Heiko.
Nice
to meet you. Hi.
Good to have you here. So you've both worked together on thinking about these 3 significant years. And let's start with you, Harald. What have you chosen for your first significant year?
So the first one is quite a while back. It's 2003, and that was the year a product named Netezza was generally available.
And about Netezza, it's something quite new to me. I think in 2003, I was 9 years old. So, could you give me a little bit of an introduction about Netezza in 2003 and what perhaps made it a bit of a game changer for data warehousing landscape at the time?
Yeah, certainly. So it was kind of the first appliance in the data warehousing environment. Appliance meaning a pre-built combination of hardware and software for data warehousing and beyond that. So it was not only data warehouse. For the software part, it was not only data warehousing that was included in this appliance, but also the analytical stuff. So you could not just store the data, but also do the analysis using this one appliance. And on the hardware part, it was not just storage of the data and main memory, but also special hardware parts like an FPGA, field programmable gateway array, so a special kind of hardware that accelerated the analysis. So that was a new approach, getting customers much faster to business value.
I'm quite interested from both of your perspectives, Heiko and Harald. Could you describe maybe some of the challenges or limitations at the time in 2003 with data storage and processing that perhaps Netezza helped to address? So Heiko, you first. What sort of challenges and limitations were there that you were experiencing with data storage?
Yeah, so back then, creating a data warehouse was quite a time-consuming task, and also maintaining it. So you had to do a lot of optimization, a lot of tuning to the databases and these kind of things. And with Netezza, the famous slogan always was load and go. So it was really easy to set up a data warehouse. There was a lot of automation inside the box. This was due to the special hardware that Harald mentioned, where really hardware and software was optimized for the tasks that they should execute together. And to give you an example, data partitioning was a known concept yet. And yes, you could do it on database level. But when it comes to processing, memory, storage, then it was kind of blurring concept-wise. In Netezza, you had very special hardware, and you could say that the partitioning of the data was done down to the hardware. And what also helped is that some best practices were already built in. So how do you balance the different partitions of the data? And there were analytical functions built into the appliance. So that made it really fast to deploy a data warehouse and really easy to maintain it. So from that perspective, really a step forward in the data warehouse business.
At the time, 2003, it was not always easy, especially for mid-market clients, to really start with the data warehousing approach. That was very much kind of a trial and error approach. Often they bought some hardware, then they decided for a software vendor, and often it was not an optimal fit. So this really fastened up the productive usage of a data warehouse very much. That's one aspect. And the second one I would like to add is the administration. Because of this appliance approach, everything predefined and pre-built and fitting to each other, there was much less administration needed, which again enabled smaller companies to start with this data warehouse work that was beforehand often more only possible from a financial and resource point of view for bigger companies. So I think that really changed the game.
True.
That also mid-market companies were able to generate business value out of data warehouse analysis.
How did Netezza influence the evolution of data warehouse technology and the growth of this big data industry in Germany and beyond?
I think it really changed the awareness of customers regarding data warehouses and the value they could provide. There were, of course, a lot of evolutions in this area. There were also a lot of versions of the Netezza approach, which got better and better and faster, and more data and even less administration. What I would see would be the data warehouse approach getting much more common for companies of different sizes, and not such a special thing for the chosen few.
I think it was the ease of use, basically, which really broadened the acceptance of data warehouse applications. And of course, over the years, as Harald said, there were new CPUs, new storage devices, more dense storage, more memory. So the capabilities of these appliances also grew along that time. And I think that was really the breakthrough, that with Netezza there was an appliance that was really easy to maintain, easy to implement, and really opened up the data warehouse world to mid-sized clients in the end.
Speaking of 𝗄𝗿 Frankfurt, is there anything unique around the German market regarding data warehousing?
Especially in the times then, and we are still talking about 2003 and in the years beyond, I often saw that new technologies were more openly integrated in the United States first, and then came over to UK, and then it took a while until that came to Germany, because German customers maybe were a bit they tried to look and see and wait if that really makes sense and so on. I don't think that's the case nowadays as much as it was then, but that was one observation I made. So the reference cases talking about customers first in the US and then in the UK helped to convince also German customers to use the value of appliances like Netezza. That would be my point on that.